The shaman is also one of the omens that shamans use is cloud whispering or cloud analysis. So this cloud, the way the clouds around them, like around this circle here, are not moving in this shoot right here going up in the middle. It looks almost like it's an eye. These clouds, when they don't move like this, it's telling you to be very, very, very careful and don't interact. Watch. It's like an eye. It's like don't interact. People are in a bad mood kind of animal. You gotta watch yourself. Don't watch other people. Don't socialize. That's what these clouds say. When there are other days and they're moving really, really fast, it looks like they're just dancing across the sky, rapid speed, that's when you communicate. That's when you go and socialize. Because the interpersonal funk that shows up when we communicate is blown over better. That's the thing. We tend to be very judgy about things as small as grammar or how a word is spelled, even though it phonetically sounds the same way. But anyway, I digress. Hare Krishna. Another word for an astrologer is an omenologist. So you take all the different elements. You hear chirping, okay, so it's a good time to talk about, the mercurial side of things. But it's not a good time to go out and try to socialize. This is a good time to look at your eye inside. Like Mercury gets directional strength in the first house. Write about, blog about, color about, paint about. Because the interpersonal, it's going to be too stuffy, right? So get stuffy too. Get passionate and stuffy too about what you like. That's how shamans read the omens with the clouds. Nature and all of its nature and its glory, reaching up to the heavens, is to work with our own neuroplasticity to get our own intelligence to reach to the heavens. And this is why it really bugs the materialists who claim to be so intelligent, yet when they destroy nature, it just seems to be a complete dumbing down going on in the inner city places where that's allowed and growing and going everywhere because they refuse to learn the lesson. They want life to be sacrificed for it. They definitely not going to wake up to their circumcision trauma very fast, it seems. They haven't. So they're going to move into nature. They're going to keep going, oh, okay, well, this time we'll have enough jobs. No, you have people willing to work. You just haven't put buildings that are too expensive because you hate to see value in humans. You just can't do it. It just isn't in the concomitant repertoire of your future because it's too hard to put one plus one together in decency and behavior. It's really that simple, but they think you're being arrogant. It's like, no. You just put one foot in front of the other, just like you know. Wow. They start bloviating how things aren't perfect enough. They start derailing. Just love human effort and creativity. Stop making humans look like slime, run down homeless on the street. Like, it's just, psychopaths can't do that. They basically want to hoard human meaning. And they'll beguile your men that are supposed to protect you with big fancy trucks and the more surface of things before they'll ever get meetings. So those people that could have been on your side and maybe helped you, maybe just had a little bit more support, they're more concerned about changing the leather on their yacht before they would see the point in the meeting. They want to get a lawyer and soon. Like, you were not supposed to do this. Like, you were supposed to just. Oh yeah, we're just gonna break into it now. You weren't supposed to just leave him on the street. She was turning into a swan. See how it hasn't moved. When cows don't move like that, don't communicate with others. Okay? Not a good time. But lo and behold, there you'll be trying to small talk, because you like small talk sometimes, just to let the pressure off. No reason to shun everything. God. People are losing their human touch, and they would really not like it if they knew it was going to happen in their next life. When life looks at it and goes, oh, but that's just too small. And as their little baby bodies in the new so-called normal Kali Yuga, in the shunning influence. And it's just like that eye, wide open to that outside world, but low to look at the Enzo. Look within at the swan. See the swan? It's a swan. Know when to go within. And but back to I thought I had posted before. Oh God. It's trying to make me not talk. Krishna, it's gonna be hard to get this one out. Right now we have, I can't talk about it just completely, it's not done yet, baby. Right now, though, we have an opportunity to remember God. Like, things are not so hard. There's trees, there's water, and there's, of course, other problems that are the fallout. Of old systems that aren't working. But the problem is that they get people so scared. Oh, there's no this, there's no that, and scarcity through the propaganda tool of the TV, that they forget how to employ their human intelligence tools to stop the problem. Oh yeah, they keep doing it too. They're really good at what they do by now. So They have to go within. First of all, they have to be left alone. They have to not be preyed on by an outside force. America already knew that. America knew that that was going to cause a dark age. We were tired of the dark age. And by now, golly, we want to see these inventions and innovations that the Creator brings some people. But that's and you have nothing but an overlord class coming in and stomping all over because they know everything is best. And America knew, and you go to war for. Damn it, we don't need to go through all that. We just need to integrate this technology and use it for what it's for, which is to set the human free. All this kiki kaka show has been going on great. Now you get it. Now life has meaning. Okay? Well, if you would have made money, if you would have reported and this and that, okay, sure. But at the end of the day, if America wants to call itself a leader, it has to provide it even for those who were outside of the kiki kaka sideshow. Okay? Period. It sounds too crazy. That's why nobody says it. But it was right there. A problem that you could have solved before war. A problem you could have solved before war. But you'd rather have what? Oh, well, I might lose these fake friends. I've had investments in this institution. I didn't spend, all those times pretending like I was a good sorority sister. All those years going into that institution had really just, God, it loves football more than women, doesn't it? Just takes all the resources and gives it to any fucking thing, any frivolous sport, anything but the mother, anything but God. They ain't got the freaking time for you to let them out of their, survival part of their brain. They ain't got time for that. They're gonna fight it tooth and nail. That institution they handed themselves over to. They're gonna walk through those gates for them. They don't want to do that work. They don't want to put themselves in the line because that's their normal. Okay. And they lead other children into that ditch, ignoring life. And then they triangulate and say, oh, but well, that's what the animals do. All of a sudden you're back to animals. See how they switch out there? No, you're a human. Okay? You're supposed to be using all your brain. You're supposed to be really not like just, scrouched down in survival there. Like, you're not supposed to resemble a shriveled up mosquito. You blood sucking on, I guess, a little place to live, a little box apartment. Because that's what they want. That's what they want the face of the psychopaths want the face of the earth to look like. But look what it looks like. Look how they still have trees and oxygen. Good, somewhat decent air. Before what? Before they never solved their problem. They say, oh well, we're gonna have to throw more life on our crap because it's trillions in that. It didn't even work trillions ago. They want trillions more, guys. Because you only use 4% of your brain. He said, yeah, that's all I'm using. Well, why are you living in survival? Word salad, excuse. Fake friends come up and tell you, why are you even worried about certain people? They're not your problem. Like as if it's of just certain people. It's the principle and it is people. It's the friends that you thought were your friends too, but they are apparently on a different agenda. You know, that's who finds themselves. It's just a feeding source these days because they have set up it to be that everybody has suspicion because it's so hard to live. It's too expensive with the housing. They like people to be suspicious. That's how you kill magic. That's how you just go ahead and you kill it. Just like it was nothing, just like that was nothing, just like that was nothing. They like that. You see, God didn't like that. So that's why they are here to keep dying. Okay? Because it's only the faithful who are the oasis, who lead the soul back to God. Despite it being a rare, on one hand, occurrence in this lifetime, that you actually see someone act in that same way. You know that's the path. And you know how strong Durga is to just try to make the soul buy it every time. To make the soul think they're God. But not by adding, but by pulling on the flesh. By bullying and making another soul feel sorry. Something they didn't do right. Something they didn't do like the God. Because they have no intrinsic interest in God. So because that, God doesn't take away that propensity, it has to go somewhere. And it goes in thinking other people can be God. Making other people to be mini gods, or else they will be subjected to different different punishments, unfortunately. That's what happened. That's what atheism did. That's what atheism does. That's why they go just, completely haywire. Because the human body is made for that inquiry. They're not made to just keep pulling on the flesh. They can only do that so long before something takes them out. It's not long unless they work themselves into a propaganda norm again. Yes. Gotta love how they never stop 24/7 working on the consciousness while, those who would never be against the soul just blissfully, play niceties. Good for you. It's hard. Sometimes that's all you gotta do, just oil the machine, baby. That's it. But but they're working that angle to make them have to worry about the body more than they need to, worry about a place to live. Why? If the soul's getting old, they're going to leave where they're living. Why are you don't wait till they're done? Why are you so interested in getting to them now? To the point that you harass them out of meditation on God. Because you're a criminal. That's why you're going to die. I don't give a damn who lied to you. All you want to be is a usurper of the truly faithful. Because nothing grows around them. Nothing dies. It doesn't have what it takes to give a damn. It just wants more stuff. It wants more surface dwelling. It wants more investment, adoration, and false gods, especially when their god is to hate women, to only see stuff, the price of everything, the value of nothing. They'll never see the value of a mother holding her baby in her arms. But they'll sure put a price tag where she says, damn, I get no support here. What am I gonna do? Well, she had a choice to kill her baby before she should have known they had support. Because they love stuff. They don't want to see a point. That's why they're criminal. That's why they're here to die. But those who fought for this country, they fought that people wouldn't live in this external tyranny. They would see the value of that person, one of those soldiers, one of them that fought for their home. Not the ones who, when they came home from war, would they spit in their face. Not those ones that just would take all the resources and gloat at their, inability to apologize. And this is though the karma of war. But now, because of those soldiers who protected and said, no, this tyranny crap, it's not ever worked. It won't ever work. They developed technology in a garage somewhere, in a man's concept, uninterrupted concept. That means no external tyrant bugging them about fiat currency and pieces of paper. Jesus Christ. Ungrateful. Sideshows. But hey, but again, God didn't make mistakes when he decided to. You know why they're dying, right? They got to be doing this whole, maybe this, maybe that. If there's a God and choose the flesh and the surface again. Yeah, even after all this technology, they still gonna keep riding the same system. They're still gonna keep making it too hard to live. And they won't take the numbers into account that are getting knocked off by natural death or so-called natural death or disease and stuff like that. They only take the numbers through war. But they're the same numbers of casualties that can't speak up now. So it's the only time I have to lift this excruciating weight of ignorance off the heart. If you had any doubt, it's never going to be good for your sovereignty and your sanity to let someone come in and molest what you work for and squabble on what you work for and pass judgment on the price of things in your room as if that's all that's there for. But they will try that. They will mock everything that they take as American while doing that exact same behavior. Turning around and locking back down in baseline. Because they mock intelligence and they get these diseases in their brain they can't figure out. It's too bad. They could have got the golden rule that's been there the whole time. Come on now. It was just too easy. See, it was the too easy trick of See, if we make it too easy, it's easy, then it's gonna be like, I don't know if it's easy. So, too easy might be dumb, 1 + 1, common sense. It's not yours. You don't have the right to prey on another. If you're past 26 to 35 and all you know is surface level, you got arrested development. The only thing you know is how to tear up more earth for stuff, and you haven't passed the torch to the younger generation because you know they're just going to be going through stuff. You're missing out on giving up on this idea that it's just going to be stuff that helps you. It's not. It's only filled up the trains that could have been more ornate for traveling with stuff. It's allowed, and don't worry, there's going to be slaves that, only made it in their DNA of their creepy families that only see stuff. Everybody else had to have a mysterious death. Okay? The only thing left is their DNA. Because they were good slaves. So this is a deep spiritual war. Okay, it's a deep spiritual warfare. First of all, it's like the Matrix, hard to wake up when it's just so grotesque, because you're just going to be fought. I mean, the brain starts vacillating. If I would have heard it through my People's Champion on TV, and how dare this native shaman with Virgo, they'll just, spaz out. They'll just go into some kind of psychosis right there. This is the heart. This is why it's so valuable to purify the heart, and you get on to the remembrance of the eternal, all blissful God that doesn't have to keep. You don't have to keep exaggerating on the flesh and living in traumas of that. And no one was supposed to do that. They started slow. They said, oh, we can get in, it's okay, we know better than you, religion. We know better than you, then we'll even say that you should circumcise your children's penis. We even know better than the Creator on the very thing that will be part of the flow of the child's body and being. And then this starts getting in on the heart of harassment and, opening the eyes very wide to eternity instead of just looking within. That comes in its season. when you're tired of you're getting like ignoring the bullhorn in your ear. The futility of exaggerating material nature in any way. Even to the point of so-called beautifying yourself, it seems like it's ripping on the flesh, it's ripping on your hair. Your hair's falling out. Because you wanted to make your hair. So this is like the showing of futility. And the only thing that happened is time passed that you won't get back. And wasting time is a pretty violent thing to do with someone. So if you want to be a good friend, lead them back to their self. You can never add anything from the material thing because you're exaggerating on that. So when you lead someone back to themselves, they might feel like this is like difficult to see. It's difficult, again, almost transfixed in the weight of my previous ignorance. The way that it can really, take over your life like a deer in headlights if you don't, surrender the ignorance of trying to address the material world. But yet this is what public schools teach too many times before God. And when they lose them in the sauce, they just give them pronouns, y'all. Krishna, that's not funny. I'm not phobic. I'm not phobic. Oh God, but seriously, what if it is? Like, what if it just becomes, it's part of growth, and it's a time of growth. It's a time of, just entering the world, And then you have people that just won't talk about the soul. They only know, politics of this world. And the Shastras say that, God's going to rob your intelligence. So kids slowly come home like sadder and sadder. Speak too small. They give some a big artificial boost. Oh, they do this, that, and the other. But they have special microscopic tools for the scapegoats to find the things that didn't go right, so that they can keep this illusion going of propping up certain ones by artificially denying others. And instead of saying, it was that woman's desire to improve that made her money anything. They will never say that. But they have a lot of fallout because they don't ever give credit to that. They give credit to stuff, to the surface of things. And they even hate you more since they saw that you know how to improve life with money. And they're just jackass takers who don't put back. When you could have, you didn't. See? You see how you can only be so smart here. because you hadn't opened your eyes enough to see that in this world to do it. But yet, if that wasn't done for you, you wouldn't be here. Because you're a hypocrite. Because you're owned and operated. And a human life is a terrible thing to waste. And you want to know why people are very unhappy? The happy person puts back to life. The happy person almost lives in balance with doing that. They give back. They sacrifice back. They take nasty, slanderous people who say that a certain life doesn't have meaning and artificially propping up others do. They take them to court when they have a chance. That's what time is asking. He's not asking you to do that when you don't have money. He's not asking you to do that when you don't have health. He asks you to do it when you can. When you can do it. When you can take that, whatever you can do to take that away your time. If you can only do a vlog, excruciating pain and ignorance, just keep running around, going, almost fainting, but don't even know it by now. And this exaggeration for a little place to stay because they don't give a damn. And then when they would call themselves American, they want to inject themselves with the American flag on it. But they don't know the first thing about what they went to war for. They can't seem to remember ever since they got the boomers spit them in the face coming back. All of a sudden they got historical amnesia of why they don't really respect freedom, why they don't put anything back, why they don't even stand up for themselves. I think cowardice is something that will ever be respected. You're supposed to do something to stand up for those who could have, can't get these people off our ass again, but like these